Alright, today we are going to discuss how to correctly create a full automation pipeline for your creatives work such that you don't ever have to think of a concept of an ad, generate the content yourself, put this all together in a Canva application or whatever you used before, how you can entirely outsource this thing for a very low price to Claude and Hicksfield. Okay, so the automation of the ads creation process will step up your e-commerce game like nothing did before, because now the cost of trial and failure will be so low for you that you can just test 10 products every day, 20 creatives, 25, not limited at all. You can generate within an hour 20 different concepts of different ads and launch them as soon as possible. So basically, the price for one creative generation will be anywhere from $15 to maybe tops, if you use the best models and the highest quality, which you don't necessarily need, but up to $50. So in the worst case scenario, within $10 you can actually generate 20 different formats for one product, and if none of them works or all of them flop, you know that this product is not it, and maybe you should try either a new format for this type of product, because this one is priceless for static content. So maybe you want to try video creation. Video would be a bit more expensive, but once again, it all depends on what kind of subscription you have on Hicksfield, how well you optimize the token usage. Anywhere, I don't believe that it can get more expensive than $2 for example, a UGC video or any other format of video that you want. A diagram that was really abused and used by e-commerce guys, but nevertheless, I think it really describes what I'm trying to tell you, and hopefully it will ease up your sentiment of fear of missing out. It's basically with every technology you have this kind of normalized graph which describes when a technology is adapted. Well, I believe the automation of ads creation right now is somewhere in between this stage. So yes, you will not be one of the innovators. That guys were 2, 3, 4 maybe years ago that were the first one to try the automation. However, you will still be between the early majority, because many brands, any old school brands that run ads on Facebook, they still do it all by hand. They hire big teams, and yet still they flop because they just don't have the same creativity capacity as a single guy with Claude Code has. So don't be afraid. It's not too late to actually implement Claude Code. It's not too late to learn it, and it's extremely easy, and I will show you on an example today how you can do it within 4 prompts. So now we'll jump into a very simplified view and basically all the tools that you will need to implement this pipeline. And the way that I do it is basically you need the cloud subscription, and you can use here the desktop. My writing really sucks. It's okay, it will get better. Or you can also use the client and the terminal. Both of them work. I really recommend, if you don't have any experience, to download the desktop version. You can do it really easily on the website. They have an instruction. And then you need also the Higgsfield. For this one, you have the option to buy the most cheap subscription, which would be $20, and it will give you 130 credits. Or you can just test it for free as well. That one will leave you only with 10 credits, but at the start this might be enough. I'm not sure if the free subscription has access to the MCP, because MCP is the key element that you need from the Higgsfield. But this basic subscription is more than enough for you to try, so don't be cheap guys, just buy this one, trust me on this one, you really need it. And just for you to understand how much is 130 credits, this is 130 or 65 generations using the Nano Banana Lite version, this one, or the Pro version. And trust me, even the results with Nano Banana Lite, they are already surprising, but with the Pro version it gets much better. And for the Claude, also you need the $20 subscription. This is the cheapest one, more than enough for you. For this kind of pipeline, it's the perfect match. For me, I will show you later, I have a more complicated setup where I have a dashboard application where Claude is going back and forth with Hicksfield, doing some changes into the generated content. It gets a bit more expensive, and also the infrastructure of that one is a bit more complicated. But for now, you can just forget about it. Go ahead, buy the Claude subscription and the most basic package for the Higgsfield. Bit of more theoretical part of this video. We're going to be discussing the Meta's ad retrieval engine, which most of you probably know already, for 6 months, if not more. The name of the engine is Andromeda. You can use this name to find some information yourself, but if you don't want to do it, I will try and very briefly put in a couple of theses what this whole engine is basically about. So basically, if before the whole classification of ads was happening manually by Facebook, it was looking into what kind of people already interacted with these ads. It was trying to guess who would like it based on what kind of targeting work you have done, who have you selected as the people that would be potentially interested in it. Basically, all of that was done before mechanically, and the variations of the same format were working really well. But nowadays, each of the ads are getting analyzed by an AI. So the AI named Andromeda, which is actually a complex of many different LLMs or image to text kind of models. So they look at the ad, go through the database and try to find and try to guess, establish who are the people most likely to be interested in your product. And so, as I said, if before all the targeting was happening audience-based, so you had to actually go into the ad sets and select who will be the buyer of your product, select maybe their gender or their age or their interests. Nowadays, that doesn't really work. And the best approach that we can see, and I see in my campaigns as well, you just select the broad audience and you let the Andromeda do all of the targeting that you have been doing before for you. Before you would do 2 or 3 general formats and then do a whole shit of different alterations for them. Now that is not necessary anymore. You create 10 to 15 formats, different formats, with maybe one alteration. Actually, it's not even an alteration, just create formats and then launch them. And then you try and scale it to see what actually works. Once you find a format, you can create the alterations and scale them because you know that's a winning one. And here I will show you a very simplified view of how that works. So basically what Andromeda right now does, it looks at the creatives. So for example, if you have 3 variations, this is the same format more or less, but you just have 3 different variations with different colors. Before, it was working really well. It would try and show this kind of creatives to different audiences based off your targeting. Nowadays, Andromeda, what it's doing, it's looking at the creatives and it assigns it a fingerprint, which is a hash. It just looks at the image, and if all of them are pretty much similar, it assigns the same hash. And so one hash, it will go to only one type of audience. So even if you have 3 different creatives and different ad sets or different campaigns, they will really be hitting the same audience, which really decreases your chances of hitting the golden spot, of people that will buy it. What you should do nowadays is create different formats. All of these are more or less different formats, although maybe it's a bit similar. It might be not the best example, but intuitively you probably will understand it. Now, each of these ads, it gets created a new fingerprint, so a new unique code, and this unique code go into different audiences. It doesn't concatenate all of the ads into a single group of people it tries to hit. So now you have 3 times higher chances to hit a buying audience. What can happen here is, for example, this group, it can hit the category of people that will buy, and then it's a win, but your chances are 1 out of 3. Very simplified, right? Because you have 3 creatives. However, now your chances are 3 out of 3. This is, of course, this is not real math and it's not combinatorics or statistics, but what it's saying is that you will now try and reach 3 categories of people, 3 different targeted audience, which will really increase your chances to find the gold spot. So now you basically need more resources, more creative minds in order to come with all of these different formats, because doing variations is really easy. You can do that in Canva within 1 minute once you come up with a format. But now different format, it requires some creativity. However, Claude will take this job from you and it will make it very easy, honestly. And one of the statistics that I found somewhere online, I know how true it is, but brands testing 20 plus new ad creatives per month see a 65% higher ROAS than brands that test less. So a very simple idea is, if you can create multi-angle plus multi-format content, so once again, formats, not variations, Andromeda will help you to try and find the winning, the buying audience. However, if you cannot create variation, meaning different formats, Andromeda will be very harsh to you, and you will just be basically flopping all of your attempts. Key thought that I want you to understand about Andromeda, and it's really simple: cosmetic variation is dead. You need to structurally different hooks, angles, and formats, not headline tweaks. Not headline tweaks, or not different colors of the content you show. Andromeda registers separate tests. This is all different tests hitting different audience and different type of people, and also a very useful way to think of your ads, how to format them, is the DTC structure. So it can be either a hook into promise into proof. This can be, you could potentially do it in a static. Most of the structures and this structure really describe more of a UGC. It's really easier to implement it in a video. Or the problem to pivot and pay off. This one is when the problem is not that evident. It might be present in the potential customer's life, but he maybe just doesn't pay attention to it. You really need to accentuate it, highlight, put the pivot on it, and then based on that you can convert some people. You can look into more structures. There are plentiful of them in the internet. You can also use this kind of structures when generating your ads. For now, we will skip this, and further down the pipeline we will skip this kind of structures, but you just now know a new term, which is a DCC structure. So right now I will be looking a bit more in details, but I will still try to put it as brief as possible, because I want to go into the example, and that's when all the lights and everything will make perfect sense for you. But basically everything that you need for the pipeline is first the business or brand's positioning plus a product description. This will be generated in Claude using the skill. It will be shown later in the videos. Then you need a hook or a deal, something that will capture the attention or provide the value for the user, also done by Claude. And then you need to think of the campaign idea, which is also done by Claude, using one of the skills that I will provide today, which you will find on GitHub in the link in the description. To that later. A skill created by a very smart guy, which uses some actually scientifically proved marketing psychology tricks, such as fear of missing out, or try and accentuate on the enemy, or try and find an opposition, a comparison. All of them work really well with Claude 4.8. It's able to generate campaign ideas that are individual, that are unique, and actually convert really well. So then you get all of this together. The brand description is into an MD file. The hooks are saved as a JSON. This one can be in a textual format. You send it, you add it together into the cloud code, into the client desktop. It combines it, formats it using the fourth skill, also present in this video, so be patient. And then it sends it to Hicksfield MCP. This is a sign for the MCP. And then you can see what kind of content can it actually create. This one, all of these creatives were created by me in attempts for this video to create some content. And this is on a very basic example of the pipeline. Not much back thought was put into this one, but you can, however, see the quality of the creatives. It can get much better than that. You will need to play and tinker around with it, but you already now have a concept, an idea of how it actually looks. So let's actually start implementing this all within Claude Desktop. I will be using today to make it just a bit easier for people without any real technical knowledge and experience. So first of all, follow the first link in the description. This is the skill created by me. You just need to download it as a zip. Just press this button for now and zip it and archive it on the desktop somewhere. And then follow the second link. It will lead you to this page. Just press this button in order to download the raw file. Here we have my skill set. You only really need to get here into the skills, and for each of the skills, press, if you're on Mac, right tab, compress it, or on Windows you can also do it very easily. So now you would have all 4 of these skills in a zip. That's how you need to upload them. And then you would go into upload a skill. I already have them uploaded, but just drag and drop them one by one, and you will have them installed. This will be it for my skill set. And then the skill, the marketing psychology skill, is just an MD file. You also need to drag and drop it. After that, you just create a project within the home tab. You give it a name, for example, automatic ad creation pipeline. You select a folder, just give a brief description. It's not even necessary because Claude will catch up on the context really easily, but if you want, you can do it. So how exactly do you connect the Hicksfield MCP connector? You just open the settings, speaking again of the desktop application, then you scroll down to the connectors. Here I already have it connected, but it's really, trust me, it's straightforward. Just press the add button, add custom connector, right here, the name of the connector, press this link, add, and then you will be prompted to log in with your account, and that's it. And it can be accessed within any session, just saying, adding to the prompt, use the Hicksfield MCP. And here is the example of how to actually implement this pipeline. I have already gone through all the steps, and I will describe you what exactly has happened here. So as a first step, we need to invoke the business brief skill, which you can really easily do by a / business brief. Following with a description, I came up with the brand No Fatigue, which is supposed to sell a supplement, organic one, which is a replacement to caffeine without the drawbacks. It should target the 40+ audience that is conscious about what they consume and which feel the drawbacks of regular caffeine. Keep in mind, this is just a fully made up product, but here you can see what kind of document, the .mt brand brief, is created by this skill. This is exactly what your store needs. If you have a bigger brand with more products, it will work in a different way, but still give you these 4 pivotal points, which will then be used for the hooks generation. And so the next step is the hook generation skill. I'll ask him to generate 5 hooks for a marketing campaign, which will be saved in a JSON file. I will not go through all of them, but for example, the first one, which works really good for bots, is a try 30 days if your afternoons don't change it. So now, so we basically imply that we give them a free 30-day trial without any commitment. Really good one, using some psychology skills. And the summing up skill is the combination of the marketing psychology plus the campaign concept, which is my skill, and then the Hicksfield prompt combiner, which just shapes the ideas. Here we can see them described. I don't really see a point on going through all of them. It's more interesting to see the final result. But yeah, you can see the description of them. And then a JSON file, which has the prompt given to Hicksfield, the main model, and the fallback model, and estimate the resolution, etc. And after that, I invoke the Hicksfield MCP to create 5 different creatives because we have 5 of everything. I also uploaded the image that I have generated previously. Doesn't really matter how it looks, just a basic non-existent product. And let's see what are the results like. This is the first creative that has been created. I would say it's a solid one. You can always try them. This one is a bit better. I love this creative. Could work. I can see how it works. Third one and the fourth one. Overall, very nice creatives. I think that for the effort and amount of prompts that we have introduced, this is a really nice result. You can also always nibble and play with the creatives that already have been created. If you don't like some piece of text, just press the recreate button and describe here in the prompt what exactly you don't like. For me, all of them work. So we'll be moving on, and I will be showing you right now how the pipeline looks for me. I have made it a bit more sophisticated. I have placed it all within a website dashboard, which is still hosted on my local host, but it just makes the whole process a bit easier. Okay, so this is how the dashboard looks for me. Here I have introduced already the store itself, the brand No Fatigue. Basically, the way it looks, you just upload the .md file with the description, a logo if you wish. Some design style you can also have here, generated by Claude Design, not necessarily. Then you can really easily import the products with the Shopify type CSV, or just connect to Shopify, select the basic currency of the market that you are targeting. Then following that, you have the hook slab. So now we can see that we have generated 5 offers using our local cloud engine with a bridge. You can build the same tool. Honestly, it's the very best way to actually manage it. Here we have generated first the hooks. You can read all of them what they're about. The clocks go back with the dark afternoon slump. I'm not sure about this one. The 3-month reset, third pack half price. Maybe this is a good one. We can improve it. Your first reset £5 off. It's quite a basic one, but it will work. Trade in your instant coffee jar. Bring for the blood chicken, an unopened or half-used jar of instant coffee or box energy drink. This will be a hassle to actually integrate, so we don't want to do it. We can cancel it. Bring someone back to themselves. Yeah, this one doesn't really, I don't feel like it. So in the end, I have 5 different hooks, which we will be testing now. So the next page is actually the campaign generator. Here we can just give a direction for the prompt. We can attach an offer, so one of the hooks. We don't want to do it because we can also later do it. I can select a higher effort, and let's say for now to keep it easy, let's send 4 proposals. You can also use some creatives, which will look at the picture and then it will describe it. For now I don't want to do it because I don't have any nice ideas or any creatives I actually enjoy. So let's just press the propose campaigns and see what comes back. Even without the orchestration, without the direction, you can see what were the campaign ideas that were created. So for now I can also create UGC videos. This pipeline would handle it, but I don't want to burn through too many credits, so let's just do like some static. I'll say I like this one. Let's for now keep this ones because I also have here, so I have these two to generate, and then I have some others that I accepted before that I already generated, and then here we have the studio finally. So this is the 2 other ideas, the 2 other campaigns, and the generated content with this ones. You can see this one is not bad, this one is also not bad, and then this one is quite good. So here we have a side-by-side comparison with the coffee. Keep in mind this is just an absolutely theoretical and hypothetical product. So in the pipeline here I can accept the ones that I actually like. So I like all 4 of these ones. They will be used in the ads manager. This is a topic for another discussion. I have also automated the creation of ad sets, campaigns, and analysis of them, and the analytics of it using Claude. But now let's generate the images for the campaigns that we have just generated. 83p versus the alternative. Let's for now do the standard one. Whichever of the models, if not selected, Claude will select himself. Let's say 3 shots, same resolution, lowest quality. Let's select the product images. So we'll choose this one. Okay, and coming back with the generated content for these 2 campaigns that we have just approved. The 33 pence versus the alternatives. These are the 3 variations. I really like the third one. I think it's the most clearly visible, although this one could also work. You just need to select one and try it, as we already discussed with the logic of Andromeda and the approach you must have. A good creative could work really well. This one online in a spike. Not the most suggestive, but it's a good creative. This one I would say is a bit better. So you'd have the $19 per subscription and you get 130 credits. So that would be 15 cents per 1 credit. One of these creatives would come to 15 cents plus the Claude credits, which would be, I would say, maybe 15 cents per one of them. So 30 cents of one of this image, and this one would be 30 cents for the image generated, and then 20 maybe cents for the prompt. So you can say $0.50 for 1 creative. You save sort of 30 minutes for each of this concept. So boom, 30 minutes, boom, 30 minutes, 1 hour saved, and you spend something like $2, and you can test 2 different creatives, absolutely different formats, which will be liked by Andromeda, and see what you can win. And you can do that all day, all night. Within 1-2 hours, you will have a full campaign ready, 20 creatives a day. It's really realistic and it's really cheap. Now, the last thing for this video that I want to show you is the dashboard that you have just seen. I have asked Claude to draw a diagram for it. This is how it looks like. You can always try and send this one to Claude and see if Fable 5 can create the same application, the same dashboard that I have, because the dashboard connects to your local Claude session. You don't have to buy the tokens or use the API. It's all coming from your subscription, and then it works, connects to the Hicksfield MCP. It's a really nice solution. If you need this PNG of the diagram, just hit me up on Discord. I will upload it there or in one of the channels, and you can give it a try. Or also I can tell you that right now I'm working on actually publishing this website with a lot of changes. It's just a very raw beta, but I'm working on public and such that you have access to it, because I believe it's a really powerful tool. It needs some more modeling. The final version definitely needs to do an analysis of what other people do and suggest it to you. Maybe use a Claude MCP connection. But yeah, that was about it for this video. I appreciate you staying with me till the end. You can follow the links in the description to have a chat with me or join our community that we are forming right now in Discord of people that actually know what they are doing on e-commerce and that actually share some valuable information, and stay updated with me.